hide that. Okay, so we move to the first task. Where am I? Write a script that prints the absolute path name of the current working directory. The absolute path name of the current working directory. So let me go back to my terminal. ALS Software Engineering DevOps. Alright, let me list the files and directories I have there. Let's see that. Okay, I have that directory, 0 times 00 share basis and a readme file. So let me navigate into the 0 times 00 share basics. Share basics directory. Alright. Okay, so I'm already in that directory, this directory, share basics directory. So they want us to create this file and write a script that prints the absolute path name of the current working directory. So I'm going to copy the name of this file. Alright, I'm going to copy that. I'll be using VI. So VI, I paste the name, Ctrl V to paste. I press tab. Alright, I'm in the VI, terminal right now. So what I want to do, I want to go into the insert mode. You press I to enter the insert mode. Okay, I can now, type whatever I want to type in here. So what's the command to do that? First, from the instruction, they told us that here, they said the first line of your file should be exactly this. Alright, so that should be the first line of your file. So I'm going to write that here as the first line. So hash exclamation mark bin bash. So that will be our first line, exactly that. So the second line will be, what's the script to print? So that will be pwd. So I escape column WQ to get out of the VI mode. Alright, so that is that. So after this, the next thing you do is to make this file an executable file. That's part of the instruction. To make that file an executable file. Alright, all your script, look at it here, the requirement. See, all your script must be executable. So use the change mode, chmod u plus f, and the file name. So that's exactly what you are going to do right now. So chmod u plus x, the name of our file. Press tab. Alright, so that has help us make. So if I list the files and directory, you can see it has changed the color of this file. So that means this is now an executable file. So that's that. Done. You git add, git commit, so I'm going to commit with the name of the file. Alright, git add, git commit, I git push. Okay, so I'll just input that password. I don't know why. Let me just input that password. Yours might not ask you for that password, so I paste it. Alright, so that worked. Let me clear my screen right now. So I think the first task is done. You can check that will be correct. Alright, start a new test. Alright, that's all correct. So I move to the second task. What is in there? Display the content list of your current directory. So display the 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 content list of your current directory. How do you do that? It's simply with ls, but remember they told us that the first line must contain the they gave us the instruction on what to put on the first line, so the ls should be in the second line. So I simply copy the file name, copy that, vi, I paste the file name there. So what am I writing to the first line? That is constant. I enter the start mode by pressing I, bin bash, so how do you do that? It's simply ls to list the content list. You use the command ls. So I do that, get out of vi, escape, shift column wq, enter. So I have to change this file again to an executable file. Change mode, chmod u plus x, the name of the file. So if I list, see, is an executable file. So after doing that, I simply git add, git commit, okay, that have to be in quotes, please. Git commit, and I git push, let me just paste that. All right, so let's check our code right now. All right, that's correct. So I move to the next task quickly. There is no place like home. Write a script that changes the working directory to the user's home directory. You are not allowed to use any shared variable. Write a script that changes the working directory to the user's home directory. That's what they want us to do right now. So let me copy this file, the name of this file. So let's do vi, Ctrl V, paste. Enter the vi mode. In I type I to enter the start mode. Our first line will be this, bin bash. Then what is the command? Is cd, then the backtick. All right, you use this. So that's the command to write that changes the working directory to the user's home directory. Okay, so I press escape, wq, to exit the vi mode. So I'm out of vi. So what I need to do, I change my file to executable file by using chmod u plus x, then the file name that will help us change that. So when I'm done, I git add, git commit, so after doing that, I'll have to clear my screen after now. I git push, alright, Alright, I just have to put in this. After this tutorial, I'm going to remove this prompting for password. Control V, I paste that in, enter. So I believe that has been pushed successfully. Let me clear my screen. Alright, so I believe that was done successfully. So let's check our code right now. So it's all checked, that means we are correct. So I close that. We head to the next task immediately. The long format, display current content in a long format. So how do we display the current content in a long format? So first, how do you first print content? You use ls. In a long format, you include a dash or a hyphen L. So let's copy the file name, vi, I paste, I enter the vi mode, I tap I to enter the sat mode, put in the necessary, the compulsory line they ask us to add, bin bash. So what's the command to display the current directory content in a long format? To display content, how do you print content? First, you use ls. In a long format, you use l. So that's just that. I escape out of that. So to exit vi :wq, enter. So I change my file to be an executable file, change mode u plus x, my file name. So that is done. I git add, git commit -m, the name of my file, my commit message. I input my commit message, then I git push. Just input this. Don't worry, yours might not prompt you every now and then for password. Alright, we are done with that task. So let's check our code right now. Oh, checked. So let's quickly move to the next task. Hidden files. Display current directory content including hidden files starting with dot using the long format. First, how do we display hidden files? I copy the file name, copy that, I come here. Okay, let me first clear my screen. Vi, I paste the file name, tap I to enter in the sat mode. My first line, I have to input that, bin bash. Alright, so how do you first display the current including hidden files starting with dash using the long format? How do you display hidden files? To display hidden files, you use a. Okay, so how do we first list the content of a directory? ls, right? You already know that, ls. To display hidden files, what do you do? How do you display hidden files? You use -a. But they said, look at the question. Display current directory content including hidden files starting with dot. That means if you started with dot, that means they are hidden files like .ignore, .git ignore, and the rest. Then use the long format. So how do we use the long format? To use the long format, you add your L. So that's that. Just as simple as that. So display the hidden files in a long format. So that L displays them in a long format. A display Hindi files, then ls lists your files in your directory. So I escape, column wq to quit. I change my file to become executable, change mode u plus x, my file name. Alright, I git add, git commit, I git push. Control AV, I paste that in. So I'm done with that. So let's check our code. It's all checked. So we can move to the next task. I love numbers, which is the number 5. Display current directory content in a long format with user and group ID displayed numerically and Hindi file started with dot. So let's copy the file name. I copy that. Let me first clear my screen so that you will see. Okay. Alright, I paste the file name, Control V. So I tap I to enter the SAT mode. Our first line, the content of our first line must be this. Bin bash. So first, you already know to list files and directory, you use ls. So now the question says display current directory content, ls to list in a long format. How do you do that in a long format? Do you remember that? In a long format, can you tell us? Alright, display that in a long format, use L with user group ID displayed numerically, So do you remember that? To do that, you use the letter N. Then, and Hindi files. How do you display Hindi files? We already talked about that. You use A. So do you understand that? ls lists content of files and directory. L to display files in a long format. N with user and group ID numerically. And A, Hindi files. To display Hindi files, you use what? A. Alright, you use A to display Hindi files. So you can just rearrange that to have LAN. I think that's better. So let me escape, but I already explained how I arrived at this. So I escape, column WQ, out of the VI mode. So let me change my file to executable file, chmod u plus x, our file name. Okay, if you list that now, you see that the color has changed, so it's now an executable file. So after I've done that, let's git add, git commit -m, our commit message, let's git push. Alright, let me just put this in. That shouldn't bother you. It might not prompt you for that. Alright, so let's check our code quickly. All checked. That means you are correct. We head to the next task immediately. Create a script that creates a directory named my first directory in the slash tmp directory. So we have to create a script that creates a directory named this in this directory. So it's like we are going to write this first, then this come next. Do you understand? Let's do that. First, let me copy my file name so that I won't get you confused. Copy my file name. Hit back to my terminal. Let me just first clear the screen. Alright, let's VI, paste that, tap I to enter the start mode. Alright, so let's put the content of our first line slash bin bash slash bin bash. So how do you do that? Create a script that display the content, that create a directory name that in this tmp directory. So to make directory, mkdir, right? That's to make directory. So what are we making? What directory are we making? We are making this directory inside this. So this is going to come first, right? This is going to come first. This tmp is going to come first. Slash tmp will come first. So we are making this directory inside this directory to be inside this directory, something like that. I believe you understand that. Okay, let me just type that out. My first directory. Alright, so that is just that. This helps you, this is just the command to do that. Make directory. You are making this directory inside the tmp directory. Alright, have we done that? Escape, column wq, inside the vi mode. Alright, I make my file executable, please don't forget that. Column u plus x, your file name. Sorry about that. Let me just copy this. Name of our file. So have we done that? We git add. Git commit with our commit message. Then we git push. Just put this in. Alright, so that has been done. I'm certain that is correct. So let's check. So it's all checked. We move to the next task. Betty in my first directory. Betty in my first directory. Let me clear this. Move the file Betty from this directory to this directory. Alright, we are moving the file Betty from this directory to this directory. That's what they want us to do. So let me first copy this file. Copy that, vi. Start the vi mode. I press insert to enter the start mode. Content for the first line, bin bash. So how do you move? To move a file, how do you do that? You use the mv command. Alright, you use the mv command to move a file. So which directory is the file located? It's located in the tmp directory. All right, tmp directory. So what is the file we are moving? We are moving Betty. Where are we moving Betty to? We are moving Betty to tmp. We are moving Betty to tmp my first directory underscore my first directory. Alright, so that's just the command to do that. Okay, I believe that's explained. It's easy to comprehend. So escape column wq out of the sat mode. Alright, change it to an executable file, chmod u plus x, the name of our file, git add, git commit, our commit message, a git push. Just paste in this. Alright, I believe that is correct, so let's check our code either way. So all checked. So move to the next task. Bye bye Betty. Said delete the file Betty. So let me copy this. File name. Let's clear this. So vi, paste that in. I to enter a sat mode, our first line. Bin bash. So it said delete the file Betty in that directory. So how do you delete a file? What command do you use to delete a file? Is -m. So what are we deleting? Delete Betty in that. So I type tmp my first directory. Alright, tmp my first directory. So the name of the file we are deleting, which is what? Betty. Okay, tmp my first directory, we are deleting the file Betty. So I believe that is correct. Escape out of the sat mode, column wq, move out of vi, chmod to make my file executable, name of my file, I git add, git commit, my commit message, git push. So that is done. Let's check our code. So that's all checked. The next task is bye bye my first directory. So delete the directory, my first directory, that is in the tmp directory. So I copy this file, vi, paste that. That is start mode, our first line, bin bash. So what command to delete a directory? rom dash arrow. So why are we putting that? Is because it's a directory, so this means recursive. This dash arrow stands for recursive. That means we are removing it forcefully. That's to delete a directory. If it's a file, you use just arrow m. All right, I believe you should understand that. So delete the directory, my first directory inside the tmp directory. So I have to put my tmp directory first. What directory am I deleting? My first directory. I'm deleting my first directory inside tmp directory. So that's that. Escape. WQ, I get out of insert mode. So I make it an executable file, chmod u plus x, my file name. So git add, git commit, with my commit message, git push. Alright, let me do that again. Git push. Okay, copy that. So that has been done correctly, I believe. Let's confirm by checking our code. So checked. So we moved directly to the next task. Back to the future. Write a script that changes the working directory to the previous one. A script that changes the working directory to the previous one. Alright, so let me copy the name of the file. vi, Ctrl V, name of our file. That is start mode, compulsory line, bin bash. It said this a script that changes the working directory to the previous one. So to do that is simply cd hyphen, it will change your directory from the current directory to the previous directory. So escape, WQ, get out. I change it to an executable file, u plus x, name of my file. Have we done that? I git add, git commit dash m, my commit message, then I git push. Ctrl V to paste that. So we are done with that. Believe it's correct, but let's check our code. All checked. So I move to the next task, which is list. Write a script that lists all files, even the ones. For that, let me just copy the name of the file, copy, vi Control A V, I paste the Control A V, name of our file. So we are now in the VI mode. First the content, first compulsory line being bash. We said write a script that lists all files, even the ones beginning with a period, then which are normally hidden in the current. So we are going to, that's what we are going to do next. So how do you first list files? ls, right? You use ls. So how do you list all files, both hidden files? You use a, right? That's what we did before. In the current directory and the parent of the working directory and the boot directory in the order in the long format. So in the current working directory, so to access the current working directory you use dot. All right, then the parent directory, they want us to put that in the parent directory right now. To access the parent directory you use dot dot, right? All right, so then they said and the parent of the working directory and the boot directory, so we include that boot directory. Okay, in this order in the long format. We are not done, so we go back. All of them have to be in the long format. How do you do that? By using what? L, the long format. All right, so that is just that. Escape, WQ, ZVI chmod, make it executable u plus x, name of our file. So we git add, git commit, dash m, commit message, git push. Put my token. So that has been done. Let me clear that. I believe we are correct, but let's check. So it's all checked. So move to the next task, file type. So first let me copy this. VI, Control V to paste. Compulsory first line, bin bash. So they said write a script that prints the type of the file named this. The file I am filed will be the tmp directory when we run your script. So write a script that prints the type of the file I am filed. All right, so how do you do that? By just using the command file. So file, you use the command file, and they said the file I am filed will be the tmp directory. So you access your tmp directory and the name of your file, which is what? I am file. I believe that's that. So done. Zit WQ, make your file executable. u plus x, the name of your file, git add, git commit, commit message, git push. So I put that. Yours might not always prompt you for this. So I believe we are correct, but let's confirm by checking our code. All checked, so we'll quickly move to the next task. We are symbols and inhibits what? Symbols. Inhabit symbols. So I copy the name of the file, I paste that to enter VI, that is sat mode, repository first line, bin bash, alright. So we said create a symbolic link to this named to this is the destination for symbolic link, name this the name of a symbolic link. The symbolic link should be created in the current working what directory. So that is what they want us to do right now, to create a symbolic link. So that's what we are going to be doing. So the question is, what is a symbolic link? Symbolic links are links between files. That's a link that links a file to another. It helps you it links one file to another file. So how do you create a symbolic link? By using ln. So ln-s, s signifies that this is a symbolic link. Alright. So what's the destination of our symbolic link? It should be created here, like they told us. This is that. So it should be this is the destination of the symbolic link. And then what is the name of our symbolic link? This is the name, underscore ls. So let's do that. You hold your shift and your minus sign twice. Alright, your shift and your minus sign twice. Okay, so that is that. We are done. Skip. Colon WQ. Exit VI chmod to make it executable. U plus X. Name of our file. Git add. Git add. Git commit. Our commit message. Then we git push. So I just put in my password, which is my token. All right, so we are done with that. We are done with that task. Clear that. Believe we are correct, but let's just check our code to confirm if we are right or wrong. All checked. So we move to the next task. Copy HTML files. Create a script that does that. First, let me just copy the name of our file. Copy. VI is that I to enter a sat mode. Compository first line. bin bash. So it said create a script that copies all the HTML files from the current working directory to the parent of the working directory, but only copy files that did not exist in the parent of the working directory or were newer than the version in the parent of the working directory. Okay, so how do you do that? Create a script that copies all the HTML files. How do you copy files? How do you copy files? You use the command what? cp. So you use the command cp to copy files. So that copies all the HTML files from the current working directory. So to copy all the files, we are going to use what? A wildcard. So what is a wildcard? A wildcard is a command that helps us to target all files. Target all files. Remember, they asked us to copy all the HTML files. So I'm going to use a wildcard that target all the files. So I will do that. So that will help us to target all the files. What are we copying? .html files. We are copying .html what? Files. .html files. So let's read on. Copy that only files that did not independently the working or we are newer than the version that. So we are all HTML files from the current working directory to the parent of the working directory. So how do we copy that into the parent of the working directory? To copy those files into the parent of the working directory, you use ... Alright? ... to copy to the parent of the working directory, and you include your slash. Okay, are we done? No. Look at the question very well. It said, but only copy files that did not exist in the parent of the working directory. Right now we have copied all the HTML files by using our wildcard. By using our wildcard, we have copied all the HTML files. But there's a clause. It said, but only copy files that did not exist in the parent of the working directory. So how do you only copy files? We want to copy files that did not exist in the parent of the working directory. How do you do that? You simply introduce this -un. Alright? That will help you to copy files that only exist in the parent of the working directory. So that is that. So that's that. So escape :WQ. Let's get out of this. chmod u+x u+x. Name of our file. We are making our file an executable file with chmod u+x. Let's list that. You can see yes, 14. It has changed. The color has changed, so it's now an executable file. So have we done that? We git add, git commit, -AV to paste our commit message, git push, prompting me to input that password form of token. So I input that, Ctrl V. We are done. Let me clear my screen. All right, believe you are correct, but to confirm, let's check our code. So all checked. Let's move to the next task. That is, let's move. That's the task we are in now. Create a script that moves all files beginning with an uppercase letter to the directory /tmp/u. You can assume that the directory will exist when you run the script. First, let's copy the name of the file. Copy the file name via paste that. I enter the start mode. A compulsory first line bin bash. Alright, so let's sit back and again look at that. Create a script that moves all files beginning with an uppercase letter to a directory. That's alright. How do you move files? To move files, you use the command mv, right? Sorry. To move files, you use mv. Alright. So they said move all files beginning with an uppercase letter. Alright, to do that, I'm going to introduce the angle bracket. Sorry. I'm going to introduce the angle bracket. Okay, I'm going to use the angle bracket to indicate that we are moving all files beginning with an uppercase letter. I believe you get that. Moving all files beginning with an uppercase letter. I'm going to type uppercase. I close my angle tag. Okay, so I'm going to use a white card here also. Why we use it that to show that we are moving all alright, can you see that white card to show that we are moving all of the files? Okay, where was the destination? Set to the directory of this directory /tmp/u. So I'm going to type that /tmp/u. Okay, I believe that's done. That's done. So skip wq chmod to make my file executable, u+x file name. So I will do that. I git add, git commit, was my commit message. So alright, that's my commit message. Then git push. Then I put in this password. Alright, so we are done with that, which of course I believe is correct, but let's confirm by checking our code. Okay, oh, that has been ticked, so I wonder why this is still counting. So it means that's correct. We move to the next task. Clean Emac. Create a script that deletes all files in the correct working directory that ends with the character, backtick. All right, so that is exactly what we will be doing. I copy the file name, vi, Ctrl A V, paste that, tap I to enter a sat mode, first line. Oh, sorry about that. Let me. Sorry, let me just get out of here. All right. Oh. Okay. I don't. Let me just get out of here. Hold on. Okay. SQ not found. Close this window. All right. Sorry about that, please. Sorry about that. Let's just continue. Insert mode. All right. Enter the insert mode. Okay. Bin bash. So the question says, create a script that delete all files in the current working directory that end with the character this backtick. So I'm going to be, how do you delete a file? To delete a file you use arrow M. All right, so how do you delete all files. How do you delete all files? Do you remember how we do that the last time? How we did that? You use the white card. Alright, I do that in the current working directory that end with the character back, in the current working that end with this character backtick. So I'm going to put that. So I believe that settles that. Alright, so skip, column WQ. So I'm going to chmod to make my file executable, u plus x, my file name. So if I list, you see, yes, this is it. Clean Emacs is executable now. So I git add, git commit -m, name of my file, git push. So I quickly enter this token, Ctrl A V. All right, let me just clear my screen. Okay, so that has been done. Let's just check our code to confirm that. Okay, I believe that is correct. It's marked done already. So I move to the next task. Create a script that create the directory welcome in the welcome to school in the current directory. So I copy the file name, copy that, I move here, VI, I paste file name, tap insert to enter the start mode. I put my first line, bin bash, so let's look through the question again. Create a script that creates the directory welcome to and welcome to school in the current directory. So that's what we are going to do right now. So how do you do that? I create a script that creates the directory this and this and this in the current directory. So to do that, let's come here. How do you create a directory? mkdir, right? You know that already. Make directory. So since we are creating three directories in the current working directory, we are going to use a command which is -p. What does -p do? It causes a directory name to be shown with the trailing slash. Alright, so you can see these directories, they are shown with this, there's a slash. You can see that there's a trailing slash. So that's -p help you, to show your directory with that trailing slash. So that is what that -p does. So what are we creating? Welcome /to/school. So that is what they asked us to do. So that's just what they asked us to do. So this dash p is going to help us to put a trailing slash in each of these. Okay, so I escape, column wq, get out of the vi mode, change mode u plus x, the name of my file, git add, git commit, Ctrl AV, my commit message, then I git push. Paste in this token. Ctrl AV. That isn't going to show, you know that already. So I believe we are done with that task. Let's confirm by checking our code. So that has been checked. That means it's correct. So move to the penultimate task. Life is a series of commas. So before I even read the question, let me just first copy the file name, make it easier. So I come here, vi av, oh sorry, that is my token. I didn't copy that very well. Copy, I paste that, Ctrl V, to enter VI mode. Insert mode by tapping I, hashtag bin bash, so let's look through what we are asked to do. Said write a command that lists all the files and the directories of the current directory separated by comma. Directory name should be end with the slash. File and directory starting with a dot should be listed, and the file should have file except for the directory dash and dot and dot which should be listed at very beginning. Then only digit and letters are to be used to sort. Digits should come first. You can assume that all the files we test we have at least one letter or one digit. Don't worry, it's it looks very long, but we are going to do that. It's not as difficult as you are thinking. So how do we do that? How do we list? At least you know this, ls, to list files. All right, so what else? What are we listing? First, we are going to list all files and directory of the current working directory separated by comma. Okay, all files. How do you list all files? First, you use a. To list all files, you are going to use a command, dash a. Alright, do you understand that? At least you have used that command before now. That's dash a to list all files. Okay, then it went further to say directory names should end with a slash. Okay, then files and directories starting with a dot should be listed. So hidden files. All right. Sorry, A help us to list hidden files. I beg your pardon. Don't say another. A help us to list what? Hidden files. Okay. Beginning with a dot. Then the listing should be alpha ordered except for the directories did, and only digit and letters are used to sort. So let's work on this. Files and directories starting with a dot. We have done that. Then directory name should end with a slash. Okay. Write a command that lists all the files and directory of the current directory separated by commas. So how do you list files and directories separated by commas? How do you do that? You use -m. So m help you list files and directories separated with a comma. I don't know if you understand that. For this A, it helps you list hidden files and directories, even those beginning with a dot. Then this m, it helps you list files and directories separated with a comma. I believe you are following. Okay, so we proceed. Okay, have we done that? What else? They said moved. Let's look at this. Only digit and letters are used to sort. Digit should come first. So how do you list files and directories of the current direct separated by commas in which only digit and letters are used to sort? Okay, so how do you do that? That's where we are now. So you are going to use the command -v or v, because there's already a hyphen here. V, what does that do? It helps you to sort your version number within text. So here they said only digit and letters are used to sort. So that this V help you to sort digits and letters or text. I don't know if you are following. That's what that V help you to do. Then lastly, directory names should end with a slash. Write a command that lists all files and directory of the current directory separated by a comma in which directory name should end with a slash. So how do you list files and directory that end with a slash or a trailing slash? You use what? P. You use what? P. So believe that is that. So let me just quickly go over it again. A help you to list ls, list files and directory with ls. Then A help you to list hidden files and directory, even those beginning with a dot. So that settles this. Then what does M do? M help you display all files and directories separated with a comma. M. The letter M help you list all files and directories separated with a comma. Alright? With a comma. Files and directories separated with a comma. You use M to do that. Alright? Then what does V do? V help you sort or version number within text. So this line, only digit and letters are used to sort. Digit should come first, and you can assume that all of the files will test with the okay. So V help you to sort list of files and directory of the current working that is separated by comma in which sorting of version of number within the text. V help you to do that. And what does P do? Alright, P causes directory name to be shown within a slash. So this P help you accomplish this. Okay, so that is that. I believe that is correct. Alright, so I escape out. Of that, column WQ. column wq to exit vi. So I change it to an executable file, chmod u plus s control av, define name, so git add git commit -m, a commit message, git push. So let me quickly paste in this password. Alright, it has been pushed successfully. Let me clear that. Okay, so let's check. Believe we are correct, but let's just check our code. Let that just be checking on the background. So it's tick done, so that's correct. So for the last task, it said create a magic file this that can be used in the command file to detect school data files. Data file always contain the string school. So let me copy the name of the file. This is the last task, so vi control av, name of our file. Alright, I to enter a start mode, a compulsory first line. Okay, sorry for this task, since they must contain, each of them have to be two lines, so I'll prefer, though if you include that it might work, but I'll prefer to skip that first line. Alright, so what command am I going to use for this? They said create a magic file. So how do you create a magic file? Not just create a magic file, create a magic file that can be used with the command file to detect school data files. Then school data files always contain the string this at offset 0. So how do you do that? You put your 0, not okay, start mode. You type in 0, which is the offset. Alright, then they told us that a magic file that can be used with the command file to detect school data file. School data always contain the string school, so you put in your string. You put in your string. So I type string. What is the string? The string they gave us is school, which is that capital, this school is in capital letters. Okay, then to detect what? The school data file. So I type in my school, sorry, then data. Okay, so since we are creating a magic file, you have to add a meme. Since we are creating a magic file, you have to add a meme. And meme stands for multi-purpose internet mail extension. And what does it do? It lets users exchange different kinds of data. That's what meme do. So since I've created a magic file, I have to add a meme. Alright, and like I said, meme stands for multi-purpose internet mail extension. So meme, and what is the name of the school? Alright, so I believe that settles that. Okay, this is how to create a magic file. So I escape, out of the sat mode, column WQ. I leave VI. So before I do any other thing, I have to compile the file. It's a magic file, so it has to be compiled. So to compile my file, I type file hyphen capital seal, then lowercase m, the name of my file. Paste that in. So that is that. I have to compile my file. So have we done that? So let me list. Oh, sorry. So you can see this is my magic file. It's different from every other file. It's different from all other files here. Alright. So have we done that? I believe we are done. So I can git add. Git commit. Git push. I'll copy that, my token. So push successfully. So let's check finally. Alright, that is checked correctly. So thank you so much. If you like this content, please give me a like, subscribe, and leave a comment below in the comment section. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.